Iron Trader, and this is Midday Trading. So I'm going to take a look here at some stocks. Palantir, we're going to take a look at that, and at Disney. And then we're going to take a look here at Carvana and TEVA Pharmaceuticals. Now, again, everything's going to be about the FOMC meeting. So we got to see what they're going to say at 2 o'clock. I don't think they're going to cut at all. I think they're going to be just that at 2 o'clock. Remember, at 2:30, he's got a speech, and then we have to see what that's all about. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock, market, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Palantir now. Palantir had really, really good numbers. Now remember, this actually spiked up after hours to 130 area, and it was a really nice trade, but you had to get the hell out of it because it couldn't hold this 125.41 level. Okay, see, so when you look at it like a daily chart, you see 125.41, and then you see, look over here to the left, 125.26. See this? This is what they call a double top situation. She gapped down, but you notice that we're holding this 21-day. Now, I think this is a really good stock to get back into, but just let it play out a little bit here, and then we can see how it all goes. Okay, so far today we had that inside day. So on the downside, this is what we're watching, is at 105.32, and then we're going to come down here to the bottom of this candle, or right here to this 21-day, I should say, at 102.92. Now, your next level here, obviously, is going to be support. Is going to be down here at 106.55, but we want to watch this gap. See there what we have here? 97.83, there's your gap. And then we look to the top of this candle here at 96.34. So you have your gap, your fill, and then we have your 50-day down here at that 92.73 level. Okay, so that'd be your downside if that 21-day there is lost. Now on the upside, obviously we want to look at today's high. That's 111.85. Yesterday's high, there's your gap. Okay, so you're looking at 113.91. There's your gap. Then we look to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 121.36. Okay, so we have your gap, your fill, but we have this 8-day right in the center of that. Okay, let me just big this up a little bit here, a little clearer. Okay, so we're looking for that 116.37 if it does rise up. But again, if you get above that, just look for that fill then, okay? And that's going to be at that 121.36, and then 125.26 is going to be your retest, and then 125.41 is going to be your breakout. But again, let's just have a little chance to shake out. A lot of big players there were selling it. I sold it after hours. I always, on trades like this, the same way I do like with Apple or Amazon or Meta, what I do is I sell half my position before, okay, and then I look till after hours, see what happens. But I dumped the rest of it, the other half, at 128, and I'm glad I did because it's sold right on off. But I'll be looking to buy this again. So now we have this trading range here, okay? So you have that 102.90, and then we have this 116.35 level. So we're trading right between these two simple moving averages here. So we got to see which way you're going to go. But you got really good support. We lose that, your big target is going to be that 92.73. Then we have your 100-day at 89.13. The upside at 116.35 is going to be key. Then we have this gap fill, and then that 125.26 level. Now, here comes Disney. Now, Disney had some really good numbers, and they had good numbers on the parks and good numbers on all the movies and all their shows and everything. So this all was looking good. Obviously, you can see where it just gapped up higher. But this is why you trade the charts. Where did it go? Right into the old Hondo up here, okay? So we're right in there. So 103, right there, as their 100-day, 103.32, that's the key. So now you're trading between that and this 200 SMA here. So let me just take this down. Let me make sure this is a little clear here for you. So on this 200 SMA, we're looking at this, let's see, what we got here. Yeah, 104. So, okay, so that's where but now what I don't like about this is see this big gap. I don't like that, okay? So what we want to do is look to today's low. That's at 114 level, okay? And then we also have another gap right here, okay? So this is going to be support. You got 96.45, and then here's the fill level at that 94.78 level, okay? Then we have this 50-day at 95.65, and then we have to look to the top of this candle here. There's your gap fill at 92.74. So we have a gap and a fill right there, a gap and a fill here. So we got to see how this all shake out. I never want to buy a stock that's gapped up like that because eventually it does fill the gap, just like eventually Palantir here will fill this upside gap, okay? Now, if we can just have a little run up here, we get above that 103.32 level. Okay, then what we can do is we can just follow these candles right on up here. Okay, you got 104.80, then we come up here, 105.77. We'll just keep right on marching up, 108.83 level. We come up here, top of that, 112.25. Then we bring this price channel right across here. You're looking at 115.55. and then we have 118.59, and there's your big retest up here at that 118.63 level. So you can see where we made that high here, we made this other high, and then we would do that's a double top, came down, tried to retest it, couldn't get it, and then she just fell right off the mark here, okay? But right now, I say if you own this, you can just hold it. I'd wait for a buying opportunity if you don't own it to get much lower, even fill this kind of a gap. But right now, the numbers look very, very nice. Okay, let's take a look here at, let's see, Carvana and TEVA Pharmaceuticals. Okay, here we have Carvana, and then we have TEVA Pharmaceuticals. Okay, so Carvana here, we got this nice sideways action, but what we're watching here is that price channel, that 264.17. That's going to be very, very key, a level, okay? Now, if we can get above that, see, we have this other gap, but we're going to the upside of the situation, okay? So then what you're going to be watching is the top of this candle, 267.65. That's going to be resistance, and then we look right to the bottom of this candle here. That is going to be 280.20. So we have this gap, okay? And then if it gets into it, then we'll be looking for that fill, and then we have your big retest up here at 292.84 level. Now, on the downside, this is looking very, very nice because look how nice this is holding. See how that 8-day is holding it? Look at here. It held it, held it, held it, and now we're sitting here sideways action. Let the 8-day catch up. Okay, so this is going to be very, very big support. 252.37. If that's lost, we'll come to the bottom of this candle here, looking at 250.89. We'll come to the bottom of this candle, looking at that 245 level, and then we have 244. We'll come to the bottom of this candle here at 229, and then we have your 226.93. That is your 8-day or 21-day. See how your 21-day curled up now? It's over the 50-day, over the 100-day, looking very, very nice. Same way with your 8-day. So as long as this price, you can go sideways, that's fine. But as long as it holds this 8-day, this is looking good to even go higher. So watch this 8-day on the downside. Very, very critical. If that sells off, you have your big target down here at the 226 level. And I say watch out for this breakout. That's that 264, okay? You break out of there, good shot is you're going to go right here to this gap. Okay, that's going to be that 267.65, and then right to that fill, 280.20, and then 292.84. That's going to be your breakout. So this chart is looking actually very, very bullish here on a daily chart. Okay, TEVA Pharmaceuticals. Now they came out here. They were on CNBC today, and he was talking about the tariffs. But you know, something like this here, this is looking very good. But look where we are here. Okay, I want to show you that we're right into this 1740 level. Okay, but you can see here now how the price is holding that 8-day. And the 8-day curled the 21-day, curled over the 50-day, and looking very, very nice. So even though sideways action, long as it's above that 8-day, is really, really good shape. Now here we have this other gap. So if we can crack above this level here, this 200-day, that 17, say 1750 level. That would be your 200-day and your 100-day. If you crack above that, see we have this gap up here. Okay, so look to the top of that candle. This is going to be your target up there, 1975. That's going to be your target. And then we start going to the fill. Look to the bottom there, 2141. Then we look to the top, 2240. And there's your retest up there at 2280. But you have to get above this 200-day and that 100-day. That's going to be very, very strong. Now you can see where it came up here, tried to retest it, couldn't do it, and then been selling off. So we have to watch and see what the reaction is on the 100-day and on the 200-day. But you crack above, we have a nice target up here with this gap, this fill, and then your big retest up there at 2280. Okay, so let's just see how it all shakes out. Now we're getting into almost like an overbought condition here. We start turning red. Your green is still over your red. Doesn't mean it can't stay up there for a while. But I say just be a little careful here, but really watch that 200-day and 100-day. We close above it, then you got a really good shot at that gap and that fill. Same way with here, with Carvana. We got to close above that 264. If you do, just watch that gap and that fill. But then you got a good shot at that retest at that 292. You crack above there. Well, then you got 300 in its sights. You crack above 2280. You got $25 to $30 in its sights. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after the old pit close at after 2:30, and we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. We'll look at the indexes. But remember, FOMC meeting. It's all about Powell today at 2 o'clock. I don't think he's going to cut, but if he doesn't, or if he does, just watch his speech and listen to his speech at 2:30. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.